What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the movie Treasure Planet. I'm actually really excited to go ahead and talk about this movie because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's one of the most underrated animated movies. And still, after all this time, I can watch this movie like I'm 6 years old again, and it just hits every single time. I love the animation, I love the voice cast, I love the story. You name it, I love it. This is up there for me with animated movies like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Into the Spider-Verse, Cars, whatever your favorite animated movie is, this one is right up there with it for me. I just love the simplicity and awesomeness of a pirate story. Like, you got lost treasure, go find the lost treasure. Simple stuff. You fill it out with a crew full of pirates and a cocky teenager, and again, a great voice cast, and you got a killer ass movie. One that I think stands the test of time very well. Now, this has been one of my favorite movies ever since I was a youngster. Like, this isn't something that I discovered when I was like older or anything. Like, I watched this when it came out. I own the DVD of it. I watched it all the fucking time. In my entire life, I've consistently watched it at the very least once every few years, and within the past few years I've watched it like 6 or 7 times. It's just always so good, and usually when I come back to it, I tend to watch it once and then just want to watch it again. That's like a real sign that it's one of your favorite movies, when you can rewatch it and just really not get bored of it. And there's many reasons that I come back to this movie. One, it has a badass soundtrack. There's also something called solar surfing in this. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the name of that right, but it's basically just like a flying surfboard, and it always looks so cool to me as a kid. And the scenes where the main character Jim is, flying around on that thing are some of my favorite in the entire movie. And not only do those scenes look good, but the action scenes, like where there's, gunfights and different shit like that, also look really great. The pacing of this movie also is excellent to me. I was watching this last time though, and I'm like, what can I nitpick here? Because I usually don't find anything wrong really with this movie, or at least not anything too big to mention. So that's why I was like, you know what, what's something I can nitpick? And if I will say anything, I would say that right before the third act or leading up to it, it can be pretty slow. Like, there's a really big climactic point in the movie that really sets everything off, and once that happens, the movie just like kind of halts for a minute, and you really do feel it. It picks right back up though, but just when I watched it last time, that was like the only thing that I noticed. But other than that, perfect. 10 out of 10. I guess with that nitpick, a 9.9. This does kind of feel like a forgotten movie now. Like, I hear it mentioned every once in a blue moon, but never really in the same way that, I'm talking about it now, where I'm really giving it praise and glazing it like crazy. But I ain't gonna have my opinion about it. I feel strongly that this movie is amazing and is, severely underrated. But I think for people of my time that did grow up with it, like I've said, this movie's probably up there for a lot of people. They just, aren't really that vocal about it. And I just happen to make videos where I rant about movies. So, it kind of just works out that way, that I can ramble on something that isn't really talked about that often. Bottom line, I love this movie. I just wanted to ramble about it for a bit. If you have not seen it, I would totally recommend it. I really don't think I'll ever get bored of watching it, and I'm curious if anybody feels the same way about this movie that I do. It's part of a forgotten era now, man. Like, they don't make movies with this animation style anymore. They only made 3 with this style, actually. It was this, Treasure Planet, and then the 2 Atlantis movies. So it feels unique in that sense. A very big product of its time that unfortunately didn't make enough money to stay relevant. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Be sure to let me know what you thought, and if you have heard of Treasure Planet, if you have watched it, and let me know what your opinion is on the movie. And if you haven't seen it and you're still watching this video, well, then go fucking watch it right now. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that'll do it. Peace, guys.